Square Enix is screwed. Over the past couple of years, they have pushed existing fans away, they've released tons of games that nobody asked for, and now they're going through another wave of massive layoffs. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, this is actually one of the few companies that I think still has an opportunity to turn things around for themselves. I think if they fired all of the activists, they booted all of the Westerners that do not care about actually respecting their material, and they started hiring passionate, talented Japanese creatives again, and they stopped focusing on chasing a global audience, I think they could actually turn things around with the star power of their series. I think that they could really hone in on what made them special again, but will they do that? Probably not. And now we're hearing that they are going through another major wave of layoffs across nearly all areas of their Western business. So, this is a VGC article. It says Square Enix announces more layoffs as part of US and Europe restructuring. In a video call to staff outside of its home country of Japan, including those based in Europe and America, Square Enix's president said the company was implementing overseas structural reform to create a more lean and agile business abroad. Maybe this does actually mean they're going to go back to their roots and really start focusing on their home country again, hiring more Japanese creatives, making games for Japanese audiences again, not censoring things just for the sake of chasing global audiences and appealing to global standards, but I highly doubt it. I still don't have a lot of faith in them. It says Square Enix will be implementing a fundamental restructuring of the overseas publishing organization, and details of the restructure will be shared at a later date, staff were told. However, it confirmed roles would be cut and employees left would be required to spend more time working in the office. Employees affected by the cuts would be informed on Thursday, staff on the video call were told. So at this point in time, we do not have exact figures. We don't know how many people are truly at risk of being laid off. We don't know how many people have been let go already, though apparently one person affected in Europe said that nearly 140 people were told they were at risk in the London office alone. That includes staff across IT, marketing, publishing, sales, QA, business, planning, and more. And part of this does have to do with AI, because Square Enix had shared at the same time their intentions to have the majority of its QA and debugging work handled by generative AI within the next 2 years. So it sounds like that is also part of what is going on here, but AI isn't completely taking over everybody's jobs, and it's not just completely replacing everybody who is dead weight at a company, right? So I think that is also important to point out, though we know that Square Enix has struggled over the past couple of years. They've had a lot of games come out that were failures. They've canceled a lot of games. Their employees are raging activists in some of these studios, and boy, oh boy, have they faced some pretty big problems. Now, just look at Forspoken alone. This was one of their games that was supposed to be marketed to Western audiences. It was supposed to be a blend of Western and Eastern entertainment, and they thought this was going to take over the gaming industry. But while the development of Forspoken reportedly cost Square Enix more than $75 million US, and as a result, it will face significant challenges in breaking even. According to analysts, Forspoken cost more than 10 billion yen to make, which is over 75 million USD, with most of that likely to be written off. He noted that this is a significant figure, given that company-wide profits are close to 50 billion yen, which is around 374 million US dollars. As such, the game is likely to face significant challenges in breaking even, and at this point in time, we have never heard that it did break even. We, of course, know that this studio that was of course, subsidiary of Square Enix was shut down. They're never going to make another game. This title has long been forgotten, and I mean, it was a complete and utter flop for them. We know that Final Fantasy 16 and also Rebirth did struggle for them too. And back in 2024, they had announced it tanked 140 million in losses due to, quote, content abandonment, though there were no clues as to what had been dropped and where. So, in a continuation of Square Enix's promise to review its development processes from scratch, the gaming giant best known for Final Fantasy announced it was expecting massive losses in a warning to investors, which definitely is not a good look. And it seems that they are very lost right now. None of their games that are coming out are massive. None of these games are really capturing all of the audiences that they've expected. A lot of them have taken significant amounts of time to break even or to turn a profit. And when it comes to the social media sentiment surrounding this company, it is atrocious. We are talking about internal ethics departments censoring content for Western audiences. We are talking about them not making the games that people want or making new, let's say, Final Fantasy games, but completely changing the magic of what made the series popular in the first place, turning away from turn-based to action, replacing fan favorite characters, changing story elements in the remakes. We're just talking about some absolutely massive problems that Squeenix is facing, and I still do think that they could turn it around. I think that if they dropped the ESG focus, if they actually started making games for their real fans again, and they actually fired the activists, yeah, they have series that can stand the test of time. And they do have dedicated fans who maybe right now aren't giving them a chance, but if they saw I hate to use the term the Access Media uses, but if they actually did a return to form, they could turn things around. Though, are they going to do that? Probably not. While, yes, there are going to be a lot of people who say this looks good, that they're going through more layoffs in the US and Europe, and oh, they're going through this major restructure. My only question would be, when have restructures in the gaming industry led to positive change? We've seen a lot of them happen for a lot of years now. I've never heard once of a major restructure happening in a company turning themselves around. Typically, it's just getting rid of some of the dead weight. Usually, it's just them saying, we overhired during the pandemic, and so, well, this is the only way we see forward to actually turn a profit again. And yes, part of this is also AI. Though people on social media are saying, maybe it is truly too late for them. Body type A's and B's about to be standing in unemployment lines. You could say it's a purge. Yeah, some of their absolutely woke activist localizers are now gone, and I'm not going to shed a tear for them. I feel for the people that are out of a job, but this is a good move for the brand. Squeenix should go back to their cultural roots and close the door on contemporary Western influence. Nothing good has come of it, and I completely agree with this. I'm usually very critical and understanding of layoffs. Western devs completely and totally did this to themselves. In a perfect world, only the ethics department got shafted by the layoffs, but we are not in a perfect world. Did they fire their internal censorship department? I hope so. And we haven't heard of anybody that claims to work in that department announcing that they've been laid off, but that would truly be the best case scenario. Good Westerners just ruin video games anyway. It's their fault for making games political. Just fire all Western devs and stay in Japan. And again, I'd love for them to turn things around. I love so many Square Enix games. I want them to do good. I want them to thrive, but they would truly have to make some major changes that I just don't think they are very committed to making at this point. So I will be following the situation pretty closely. If there are any other major updates, I'll be posting them on X, or I'll be making follow-up videos. So make sure to follow me on social media, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.